The Nintendo Switch 2 was recently announced the other day, and it seems like most people have had a positive viewpoint on the console. But it seems like there are many people that also have shown their displeasure with the console. They think that it should not be called the Switch 2. They think it should be called the Switch Plus, or the Switch Pro, or the Super Switch, because they think it is not a good enough jump from the Switch to the Switch 2 because of how it looks physically. And now, while I completely disagree, never let your voice be silenced. I think that this is a great way to keep the Switch going. I don't think there should have been a major jump in the actual look of the console. I think it looked perfect. I think it worked perfect. It just wasn't powerful enough. It needed more juice to be able to play these newer games. And out of the people that are calling it the Switch Pro, they don't think that the console is strong enough because it's not the same power as, say, a PS5 or a Series X. And it was never going to be. It was never going to be that powerful because you have to think about how much power you can pack into a little device, and for that amount of money, you're going to have to make some cuts somewhere. You're going to not get a PS5 in a handheld for $450 or whatever they said the price was. They haven't actually announced the price yet, but I think leaks have said it's going to be around $450. But you're not going to get that much power in a handheld for that price. Now, if we look at like the Steam Deck or some of the other ones, they are also around those prices, a little bit more, a little bit less, and they're still not quite up there with a PS5. And while I don't actually know the exact specifications of the Switch 2 yet, some sources have said that it's going to be 25% more powerful than the Steam Deck. I don't know if that was the GPU or the CPU or however much more RAM it's got, but that's what they were saying. There were 3 things that I asked for whenever I first started speculating on the Switch 2. 1, I wanted it to look like the exact same console. I didn't really want it to change. 2, I wanted it to be more powerful than its predecessor. I wanted to actually be able to play some of these new games because the Switch just wasn't cutting it with the amount of power that it had anymore. And 3 was the backwards compatibility. I wanted it compatible with every single Switch game released before it. And it says that it will be compatible with both physical and digital Switch games. But there is a little asterisk that is right next to that with the backwards compatibility. It's a little asterisk. And I think that is just a liability standpoint. And I think that they did that just in case there are some smaller games that aren't receiving support that may not work well on the Switch 2. I think that the majority of Switch games, physical and digital, are going to work beautifully. And I think they're going to work better now that you actually have the power to be able to play them. Because some games did not have enough juice to be able to run the games. And you were getting low frame rates, it was choppy, it wasn't smooth. It wasn't a good experience. But now I hope anyways, that we will be able to return to these games and be able to play them with a smooth experience. The Switch 2 is going to be larger than the original Switch. That includes the Joy-Cons. The Joy-Cons are now expanded in size, and it looks like that they may have changed the joysticks. I don't 100% know yet. I really hope that they added Hall Effect joysticks to the Switch 2. And I don't know if they did, but if they do, if it does, awesome. My one gripe that I have with the Switch 2 is the way that the Joy-Cons connect to the actual console, because I worry that over time, doing this sort of movement, because people are going to get angry while they're playing. There's going to be people gamers are going to game. Gamers are going to game. And I see those Joy-Cons getting forced back. And that's what I worry about. Is it going to snap the Joy-Con off? Another thing I worry about is normal players while they're playing. You start getting into it, you start sweating. Are you going to accidentally pull the Joy-Con off? And I have talked to other people that said that there's supposed to be secondary locks, just like the original Switch, the little button that's supposed to keep it locked in place. So hopefully none of that happens. Hopefully it's going to be really sturdy and my worries are for nothing. So I want to know what you think. Do you like it? Dislike it? Do you wish they had innovated more? Do you wish that they had stuck with a smaller size? What do you want with the Switch 2 that they didn't give you? And what do you like about the Switch 2 that they did give you?